All right, what is up? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mario Kart Central Prime Time. It is Squidz back on the mic once again after a while, and I am joined by Delta. What is up, bro?
Hello, I'm here again. I'm doing quite fine. Let's just discuss MKU.
Yeah. Seems like you had a decent week as well, 1-1, from what you told me.
Yeah,
Not bad
very nice
at all.
1-1. The loss was really close too, so
that sucks a bit, but
really good spot.
Well, we have a good match lined up here, though. Two very, very strong teams fighting in Division 3. There's Dynamite versus Rainbow Fun. Now, both teams are looking good to make playoffs as it stands, so this may not even be the last time they face each other this season. But of course, we have lineups on screen right now. So Team Dynamite are currently 4-1-0. It's 4 wins, 1 draw. They drew with LT, I think, earlier in the season. 0 losses. They've just come clean off a win after beating Team Seoul. And if we go back to the lineups real quick, DY have a very, very strong lineup from what I can see. CC is currently in very, very good form, I think, after the most recent match early today, averaging 96 in all 5 matches. That's pretty damn strong. And Green as well, topping the Indiv charts as it stands. So, and both players, I think they're probably the DY's 2 strongest runners. Just all around a pretty aggressive team. They're going to try and win these races from the first item set, but of course they will not be afraid to send a person or 2 back to fetch a shock if needed.
And for Rainbow Fun, we have, I believe this is the lap they've been running for most, if not the entire season of Carton, Flora, Fresh, Julius, Mizer, and Rune. And we'll have Mizer as our POV for today. They are 4 wins, 0 ties, 1 loss, with an overall plus minus of, I believe, roughly 150.
Yeah, pretty impressive. I mean, you can just see their win versus GN de Paranda plus 124. That would have inflated it just a little bit, but yeah, currently 4-0-1. And yeah, I do think Julius is arguably their star player on their lineup. But completely agree, as you said, pretty standard lineup from them, all things considered. They've been rocking the same lineup for most, if not all, matches. But it's clearly working out for them, though, as they fight on towards the playoff spot. And as we say that, it looks like we are just about ready to hop on into the track selection for race number 1. Place your bets, chat. Dynamite or Rainbow Fun? Is it Rainbow Fun Rubis?
Yes, Rainbow Fun Rubis, Rainbow Fun Ruby. Whichever you prefer, I think.
Am I tripping? I always thought it was Rainbow Fun Anubis.
No, I think you're stuck with Euphoria.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That you might be right. Right, DY picking Rosalina's Ice World. Does look like they have a lot of top spots, so they're going to try and run away with the track pick. But quite a big spread of tracks on Rainbow Fun Rubis. We got half of them picking Waluigi Stadium, which it is going to pick. So
this is a very interesting pick from Rainbow Fun because From
DUI
my
like
experience, the DUI is a very strong team on Waluigi Stadium, so taking
Yes.
this against them could quite easily backfire.
It could, but ultimately, if you're going to be playing this track anyway, it's better to play it when the spots favor you, rather than playing it later when Dynamite are worse for wear on spots. But here we go. We are riding on board with green, red on first set, currently in 8th, but being bumped wide, so it will be sent to the back quite quickly. Rainbow Fun currently holding bottom 2. Ricky going back to red out one of them, though, as everyone takes the cut.
It does seem that we are going to just try and hold I guess, mid-pack, even though we did get hit out quite early here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dynamite are going to be rocking most of the black Yoshis.
Already! Rainbow Fun has the shock. That is incredibly early and already getting all of them after cut, getting DUI stuck in the mud.
Yeah, I do actually like the use of the shock really early, because Ricky is back here, and the last thing you want is Ricky pulling a shock of their own and using it and just screwing over your entire team when you're holding a shock. Nothing feels worse. They are still holding a pretty hefty bottom 2, though. But looking at the minimap, looks like lots of Rainbow Fun have managed to push up to the front, though. Lots of red Yoshis occupying these spots behind top 2. I do still think it's DY holding top 2 for now, but how long will it last?
That's a good question. We do have presumably a bunch of Rainbow Fun getting shrooms here. One of them getting hit out in the cut, though, and none of them really being able to catch up. This might just let DUI run away with a good, maybe like +8 race here.
Yeah, top 2, 6, 7. Top 2, 6, 7, 8, 11 as it stands right now for Dynamite as we go into the last item set for the front of the pack. Still holding on to top 2. Mizer's pulling a bill here. So does Nick.
Of course, we know. Could we see a last-second shock here?
I mean, half the lobby are in a dodge. It doesn't look like the shock is coming through, but it's still a pretty good race for DY. That's a top 2, 5, 6.
Yeah, it's a very good race. They did get 9-11, but that's not stopping them. That's a give or take a like +14, +16, somewhere that range, I believe.
Yeah, very, very good damage limitation considering Rainbow Fun were the ones to pull shock, and it was just, as you said, Dynamite, they looked pretty comfortable at just running that. And so that is already one track that Rainbow Fun, well, I guess that both teams like, now off the table. Of course, 11 races to go, though. Still plenty of time for Rainbow Fun to catch back up. And it was only a 10-point swing, give or take. So
it is a bit of a shame that they could not make they couldn't utilize the shock as well as they wanted to, but it might have nullified the loss a bit more than it probably could have been.
Yeah, +14. Not too bad, but nice little start for Dynamite to give themselves a little bit of a lead as we go into race number 2. Mushroom Gorge is the pick from Rainbow Fun.
And for DY, we have our standard top 2 mid-spot high roll pick, and we will be getting it.
Yeah. It's a pretty important track pick, that, because as we know, both tracks do essentially the complete opposite thing. High Wall Circuit is much more of a runner, while Mushroom Gorge is a bit of a coin toss usually with the shocks, with that broken item set and set number 2. We do not have to worry about that, though. High Wall Circuit, race number 2. Dynamite are going to be opting to keep their top 2 as much as they can, with the rest of them in 5, 6, and maybe the back pulling shrooms. Not the case for Green, though. He's going to go for the coins.
No, I am just clocking that we have 2 biddy buggies in the room. What do you think about a seemingly sudden rapid increase in biddy buggy players?
I mean, I think it's fine. Ultimately, it's the same stats as Scooty. It's got a bigger hitbox, but if I were to pick Scooty or Biddy Buggy, I would definitely prefer Biddy Buggy just because it feels so much more stable. Green opting to go for the boxes is quite interesting. There is a bomb from Rainbow Fun currently in 5th. It actually looks like they're currently 1, 3, 4, 5 Rainbow Fun. So DY are going to have to try and either A, pull a shock, or B, just try and push to the front if they can't do that. Yeah, on a track like High Wall Circuit, it's such a good runner. That's no guarantee.
Seemingly might be 2 for 2 on track picks not working team's favor. And we have double defense in 1. That's really nice to see, even though RF does have second.
Tell you what I'm looking at right now. There is a black Yoshi on the map in a star, which would indicate that DY do not have a shock just yet. But what does Last have? Because they're not taking any cuts. They are taking a cut. Never mind.
Yeah.
They're still going for the shock, but they're just not pulling it just yet, by the looks of things, as Rainbow Fun are still running away in top 2. DY are in a star and 4, and still no shock
nice
in
top
play.
2 for Rainbow Fun. Looks like they also going to get pick up 6, maybe 7th. Either way, that's still a winning race.
Top 2, but what else? Top 2, 8
through 11. Oh,
sheesh.
That was going to be a tie race then.
Yeah, you will most definitely take that for DY. And I don't think a shock was played at all, and it was Rainbow Fun who were really in the driver's seat that race. So you will most definitely take a tie race after what transpired.
Cheap Beach in this day and age?
Yeah, I know DY did pick Cheap Beach against Team Soul earlier.
I've never seen them pick it before. This is news to me.
Pretty old school, really, isn't it? Very much like a 2014, 2015 track. You see it in the meta back then.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like we Elite Clan and Speed Stars picked this. Yeah. I haven't really seen it outside of that.
It's not a very common track, is it? Bangkok Rush, though. Isn't. On the other end, don't have to worry about that, though. It is going to be DY's second track pick.
For, the disconnect. That makes sense.
Ricky did DC. Yeah, I actually thought Ricky was just hard backing for shock, which, to be fair, considering the spots that DY had, was not out of the question, but just a DC. So, which does suck, because if you send someone back to go for a shock and they DC, then, well, not really much you can do about that. Not much you can do about the CPU potentially pulling it.
All right, we got a nice coin 1. Get our speed up.
Top 2.
Drafting as well. This is already looks like a pretty good start for Rainbow Fun. Back-to-back coin in top 2.
How many people take cut?
Not exciting. Despite that, we still have a lot of Rainbow Fun up here.
Yeah, I see. There is definitely a DY in first, but they get taken out. I think that was CC. And a great green from Mizer connecting on ties, and Nick.
Ooh,
no, Nick is
not
okay.
Quite Nick.
Hit, but the fire taking out Mizer in response. Still RF are holding down first, but that looks like a 2-3-4 for. Oh, that sucks. 2-3-4 for Dynamite, and Mizer is opting to go for this shock. I mean, he kind of has to now with it being this far back.
Yeah, that
is Operation Shockwatch right now.
Bill Golden is not what you want to see on the back. Yeah, great for Lounge, horrible for 6v.
Yeah, not going to be able to get this set either. CC also having the bell, and I think CC actually did get into the set. Ooh. Youch, that's insult to injury there.
Down to 1 coin.
Look at the map, though. 1-3-4 right now for Rainbow Fun suddenly. 2, 5, 6, 7 for DY, and DY, actually both CC and Mizer are going for the shock. And there it is. Mizer pulls it.
Huge. We can see a absolutely massive rate depending on where they use it. Will they get themselves to set, or are they going to hold it the whole way?
Surely they hold this, right? Because DY are in all of the dodge spots. First does get taken out.
Could see it here, though, maybe. Yep, there we go.
One of DY did dodge, I think. I think that blue Beldo is DY.
Oh, one of them dodged a ghost, I think.
I'm not sure how I feel about that shock, you know, Del. If that was DY in first, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it wasn't. Never mind. I'm completely wrong.
2, 3, 5, 6, bottom 2.
Makes a lot more sense.
Still a winning race for DY, though.
Yeah. I don't know. It looked like Rainbow Fun were just in the driver's seat for lap 3 there. And with that shock, too, I feel like they're going to be a little bit disappointed with that. There's a +2 for DY, which is not really what you want. Going like you're what 1-3-4-6 or 1-3-4-7 going into the last item set. You use a shock for your team, and one of you dodged, but I guess the rest of them just did not work out for the rest of the team. And all of DY potentially got into the set. I'm not sure, but regardless, DY do extend their lead just a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely not working in Rainbow Fun's favor.
Hmm.
And despite this, it seems they... What will they pick? Bow and Dry Dunes. That is the go-to French track everywhere.
Seems like your dog has got something to say about Bone Dry Dunes.
Yeah. Since the last time I've been on here, my parents have decided they want 4 more dogs in the house, and that's been just great.
Oh my god, there's a lot of dogs. Right, DY are going to get that track pick for race number 4. Another DC, this time from the side of Rainbow Fun. Yeah, we're just alternating 5v6s right now.
-2 for 5v6 is pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah, not horrible. 16-point advantage after 3 races for DY. And DKJ to the next track. We'll be racing on. Triple bananas from Julius.
Early red somehow dodging everything. Except for the bump.
Yeah, it was looking so good for so long, but... Oh, gotta watch out for that red.
Had to come somewhere.
All right, green is going to be...
So we are going for shock here.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you may as well, right? You're already so far back. Just get some money, try and catch up later, and maybe even pull a cheeky shock while you're here. Top 3 for Dynamite currently. Lots of Rainbow Fun in the mid to the back. Green.
We do have one up there. It
hello. We're cutting forward half a lap.
It is. Might pulled 3 shocks already. That is insane.
3 for 3 on the shocks, but you can't forget it didn't work. Didn't really work out on Waluigi Stadium. Didn't really work out on Cheap Cheap either.
Maybe
and with DY,
time for sure. Oh, that is.
I did see someone from RF dodge in a ghost in 3rd, which is kind of crazy.
Right, so that is. Looks like 4 RF dodges. This could be a great race for them. Then just like that, DY's first place got hit out, so we now have top 2, maybe even top 3 for Rainbow Fun. That's incredible.
Is that a blue shell I'm seeing from DY? Or is it from Rainbow Fun? I do think they're holding blue, so their first should be secured, especially with second backing them up.
A nice up 3.
Ooh.
Can we see some smart steering here? Yes, we will.
If there's going to be a second shock, it's going to be pulled at the last set, I think. Got to try not to get build off. Very nice. But it's Rainbow Fun currently in top 3. And DY
really good for them, having all those dodges as well.
Mizer's going to try and salvage any points he can, try and take out Nick, or maybe even ties on the line. He's trying, but I don't think he's going to do it for his team.
Still an incredible race for them, though.
Oh, wow. What happened? Top 2, they did secure it, but just nothing else. I did see that there was someone else from RF at the top with the army of DY behind them, but they must have got taken out at the last corner, leaving only top 2 left standing for Rainbow Fun. I don't even know if that's a winning race still.
Yeah, that is not a winning race in DY's favor. They keep getting these top 2s, but they just don't get anything after it.
It's like I don't think the shocks are bad, but they're just not doing. They're just not doing enough. They just not have enough dodges, maybe.
They had 4 dodges. That's about as good as it gets. Even if one of those dodges was 11th place.
Yeah, at that point, is it really, you got to kind of consider, is it really a dodge? Because even if you dodge that far back, you're not really going to have too much impact on the race.
2 stars and a ghost in mid. They did what they could.
20 points, though, that is still most definitely doable in 8 races. So they cannot count Rainbow Fun out just yet, even if they have been the team in the driver's seat as far as shock is concerned. So
now, we haven't seen DY's other signature track yet, and this could go in their favor if it comes to it, but they keep getting decent races, so we may never see it.
Yeah, it looks like they don't even need it as it stands. It's a pretty tight pack right now, by the looks of it. It's quite a lot of DY in the back.
Not the trail you want to see.
Yeah, 9, 10, 11 right now for DY.
Mizer back on shock duty.
Yep, back at it again. And I think it's going to be joined with a lot of DY members. That trail did not hit.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear it.
Nasty trail.
His team are currently holding down top 3-5 with that lone Dynamite member in 4th. Mizer's back
Is
on.
this far back enough? Boo Bill. This is probably the worst setup vibe you could get when trying to bag because you can't chain either them, and then stealing a golden after, that's insult to injury.
DY is trying to shroom up and put some impressions on the top 2, while the rest of the team try their hardest to pull a shock, but
we
currently
have
to no avail.
5 for RF, which is crazy.
DY's turn to pull a shock. If they're going to pull it, I think they're going to pull it now. That you can see they're stopping at the set. They're still trying to go for it. Ties is holding a star. Mizer is being held
comes
back.
The blue.
But I'm not seeing a shock, Del.
I don't think it's here. I think
one more item set.
That is a pretty bad blue spot. Oh, they think they dodged. I think they're just going to run away with it. Top 3 for RF right now. Assuming we don't see any fumble on the last turn. And I don't think that actually counted the hit, so it looks like RF's going to be running away with this race.
And here comes that last little scramble to the end of Bangkok. It is still a top 3, maybe even a top 4 for RF, as that black
and DY down to the line. Oh,
absolutely
no.
destroyed from the front. And that is what RF needs. Top 4, 9, 12, right back in it now. In fact, I'm pretty sure the RF will be taking the lead. Yeah,
oh,
surely.
It's a tie.
Oh, really?
That is an incredible Bangkok performance from Rainbow Fun, especially when they are in some of the worst spots to get it picked on them.
Tell you what, though, Del. 3 races where they pull shock, doesn't work out. And then the race where they don't pull shock, they get top 4. Not sure what that says, but it is now tied, all evened up.
As and here we have DY's other go-to track pick in Rome Avanti.
Translating to Rome Adventure, for those who don't know.
It's Rome Advance. It's Rome Advance.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I will trust you on that.
Or in Italy specifically, it's like Romantic Rome or something.
Yeah, I suppose that would add up. Maple Treeway from Rainbow Fun. We're actually seeing quite a lot of interesting track picks from them. Maple Treeway, not all that common, I want to say. Even Mushroom Gorge, like as far as baggers go, or I guess tracks that benefit the bag. Mushroom Gorge.
Maple, such an interesting one. I feel like it appears often, but like only on certain kinds of teams. Like I feel like you don't see like international teams pick it.
Well, we are going to go there. Very nice aesthetics, but whereas the question is, how is it going to play in favor of these 2 teams? Because don't forget, we do have that pretty broken cannon set right after at the first set, so might be able to see some pretty undeserved shocks. I guess is one way of putting it, but no box on green. That's going to hamper him a little bit.
We are not being tilt controlled for Maple Treeway Cannon. Come on.
Yeah, saving that whole 0.1.
I'm sure that'll be worth in the end.
Yeah.
And we are catching up. Maybe it is.
Quite a lot of people are dying there. I think Nick also just got taken out. How are we in 4th? What is going on right now? We're seeing a lot of blood being spilled.
Even after dropping MT, it looks like we are going for wide box in 6.
1356 for Rainbow Fun right now. 13567. That's bottom 4 for DY as it stands. I do think one of Rainbow Fun is going back just to prevent them from.
Yeah, we definitely have one Rainbow Fun in the back, and they better keep one in the back.
Yeah.
Ideally, probably 2. You definitely don't want to give DY shock odds.
Yeah,
or DY. If you do, you want to know when it's happening.
Blue Shell is out. And it's up to green here with these greens. That's literally to take. Well, deal some damage, but not able to do so. Mizer is just fine. Double Shroom is not an amazing pull. No defense or offensive items to take out the top 2 who are still just running. Julius sitting pretty in first with this green shell.
They're surviving the banana trail.
Yeah.
But green's definitely in danger here.
I gotta watch for the shock.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah, there it is with the Shroom to recover as well.
2 of the set though.
On the glider as well. Julius
like
will
that,
be.
We do have Rainbow Fun in 3 of the bottom 4, and a lucky horn
Wow.
pull.
Julius is just fine though. He's driving along like nothing happened. Slowing down his green to try and get the second place box, but Julius actually has a shroom in first now.
And we do have Mizer with a boomerang in 4. This could definitely...
Blue.
And have another blue.
Julius is slowing down.
We do have Nick with a shroom.
All of a sudden, top 2 for Dynamite. Just as I say that,
surprise
by green.
Oh, that is
what a banana snipe! That was actually a little bit risky, but it did end up working out in their favor. Ricky has a start in 4th right now.
Well, we see a last-second shock from RF. It doesn't.
I tell you what, looking at the map after that shock, Rainbow Fun are not looking pretty as we approach the end of Maple Tree Way. Julius is up there in 2. Is that 1, 3, 4, 5?
I think it's 2, 3, 6 or 2, 3, 7.
1, 4, 5, 6, 7.
2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 12. Ooh.
Yeah, that was a pretty well-needed shock, I think, after the start of that track. But Dynamite shows Rainbow Fun how a shock is played. And just like that, Dynamite have re-established their lead going into the second half of this war now. Ice World is the pick for Team Dynamite. We know they're pretty comfortable on this. They tried picking it for their front spots on race 1. Didn't work out then. Let's see if it'll work out now.
Yes, it is. Here we go.
Indeed, it does. Second time lucky for Rosalina's Ice World. 12-point advantage.
This track is absolutely incredible for first if you are not a Scooty and second isn't inward, because from experience, you are going to get bumped off.
Yeah. Very, very chaotic. That long...
It is Teddy on Teddy.
That long right-hander.
They'll probably be keeping first here. Not with the triples! Not with the triple bananas we aren't.
Triple bananas. It didn't just take out green as well. It took someone else out. And that's currently bottom 3.
Have Rainbow Fun in 1.
Oh. The classic drive-by. The classic drive-by. Taking out Julius there. But, oh, hello. You right there, Green? Yeah, it seems to recover just fine. We do see Rainbow Fun is in last. Top 2 for Dynamite. Maybe even nearly top 3. It's a pretty tight pack up there, but DY are, I would say they are in favor. And RF.
The first blue. We'll probably take another.
Yeah, it would not surprise me.
Do we see a horn? Do we see a shroom?
DY.
No.
They're starting to fall one by one. Nick is back here. Green is being held back as well. Another shock? Or is that just a smart stone? Okay, no, we're good. No, never mind. As I say that, look who it is.
Number 4!
Look who it is with the shock.
Getting 1 or 2 of them after set.
Yeah, target shocking their teammate in last. That sucks. But that is just... yeah, it ultimately, sometimes the sacrifices have to be made. Still looking like a top 2 as it stands.
That is
DY.
Barely clearing that gap. Ooh.
Yeah, I noticed that. Heart in the mouth moment right there. Triple shrooms and 9th for Mizer. DY still holding down.
Not doing anything. It's actually put them in an even better spot. They're like top 4 right now.
Yeah, Del, once again, RF are using a shock, but it's just not doing anything. It's not doing enough. It's not getting the mileage they're hoping for.
Rock up here as well. This might even be a top... Yeah, it's top 3, 5 for DY.
Ouch. What is going on with these shocks for Rainbow Fun? Maybe they should be holding them for longer and just trying to get dodges, because like some of the team are dodging, but maybe to me it just seems like not enough of them are dodging, and Dynamite, they're either keeping their front presence and they're not being impactful enough on the front, or DY are also dodging to the point where they just don't get anything off it.
Admittedly, it doesn't help that they got 1 or 2 of them into set 1, but still dodged 2 of RF. And here comes Trainbow.
Yeah, 2
and these are
completely different tracks.
These are like the best spots you can pick Cruiser for. Having 7th is incredible.
Yeah, this track pick is going to be very, very important for the rest of this war, because I think if it picks Trainbow, RF have a pretty good chance of potentially flipping this back around. But if it picks DY's track pick of Daisy Cruiser, and Rainbow Fun either A, don't pull a shock, or do pull a shock, but once again, it just doesn't do nearly enough as it should be.
We are getting Trainbow.
Yeah, that would be assuming DY does hold the front, but we don't have to worry about that because it is N64 Rainbow Road Trainbow. And it's all down to Rainbow Fun now to catch up. And we can imagine shock.
See the N64 Rainbow Road Shock.
Yeah, they're not very common. So
I feel like shock on this track is rarer than Baby Park.
Honestly, yeah, I think so. Just with how just with how short this track is. It's down to DY to try and get aggressive and keep their top spots. I do think that was a member of DY getting taken out already, as it was just lag.
Yeah, that is definitely one of them in the back.
Green up.
Have the green come up from green, and I don't know who that hit. I think that was themselves. Yeah, they are hard stuck 12 now.
And this is why Rainbow Fun picked this track. They have the coin advantage early. They can draft and shroom up. And as all of DY start to fall back. Food to the fishes right now.
We still have DY in 1, I think 4 maybe. And green just caught back up.
Yeah, this... Oh my jeez.
Whoa, watch out, green.
Playing with fire here.
I know you're on Biddy. Don't be that reckless though.
Yeah, is this potentially a 1-6? I think so, a 1-6-7. This is going to be very, very essential for first place to hold that down. I do think it's Nick, if I remember correctly, the Black Birdo in first, and but I think he's been taken out.
Get hit out.
Uh-oh.
Looks like a pretty solid race for Rainbow Fun, and green getting hit yet again.
Oh no.
Oh
yeah,
no.
This is not looking too good.
I mean, it worked. It got an extra point. I guess.
I mean, you know what? Only a 1-3-6 for RF. That's not nearly as dominant as it was looking to be.
That's still a winning rate for DOI, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, no +2.
What the hell? This game sucks. How was that winning rate for DY? RF got, what, 1-3-6?
Yeah.
I suppose 9-10-12. That will do it. That will suppress it just a bit. Enough for Dynamite to take just a little bit more out of Rainbow Fun's comeback.
Most of these races have still been very close, barring Ice World and Bangkok.
Back to a different city now, though.
DY still within a 1-race striking range.
Yeah, almost 40 points now. This lead is once again starting to stretch out in DY's favor. There is a GP left, so Rainbow Fun does have enough time, but Dynamite do definitely have a bit of a safety net right now as we go into the last GP. This track as well, known for being a pretty damn good runner. If you can get drafts and then shroom up, as we see the coins spilling already.
We do see a couple of Rainbow Fun getting hit early. But we also have them in top 4. What in the world?
It is now Rainbow Fun in the driver's seat. All of the black Yoshis in the back.
Scary.
Oh.
Yeah, that green headed connect at some point, and we're gonna...
Oh, no. Boomerang connecting with your own teammate is not what you want to see, especially when you're all so far back here. We do have someone from Rainbow Fun in the back contesting for the potential shock from DY.
That is definitely what you want to see back
hang
here.
on a second. Green is holding his star. Tanking the red.
2 Rainbow Fun back here.
Now, is that green telling us that DY do have a shock, or is he just hoping that DY pulls it? Because it does look like DY need it.
I think definitely that, yeah, that's definitely a hoping.
Hoping and coping right now. He just put another one in 6.
And we're going to immediately spam it. This may or may not work in their favor.
There is a member of DY fighting for second as it stands with a green Yoshi. I think they're actually in third
Another
now.
star! What in the world?
They're just chaining these stars, but no shock from the side of DY. So
We still have Rainbow Fun in a bunch of top spots, though.
Yeah, and these reds from RF as well, taking out ties by the looks of it. Green has to try and skillfully dodge Julius's banana. No! It's not going to happen.
And the last second shot.
And Ricky does get some spots. I think Rog also got some spots from a Bill as well.
3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11.
I mean, the shock helps, but I mean, too little, too late. Let's be real here. That is what Rainbow Fun needed.
They can keep this momentum. They may very well just take it back.
Yeah, exactly. If it's going to start anywhere, it starts here. It's now back down to around 30 points, which again, if you average out around 10 points a race, that is more than doable. Twisted Mansion from the side of DY to try and benefit from all those mid to low spots. Pull a shroom, take cut, first lap, win game. Rainbow Fun though.
However, you have Rainbow Fun in 4, which can, from experience, force on like any shroom heavy track almost always is going to pull it. So they could very well just get a early lead.
Just notice Mize in chat saying ties home advantage. Honestly, yeah. Didn't really work out for the team though. And yeah, speaking of which, I don't think this track pick's going to work out for DY either.
It might. From experience, if you are a Scooty main, maybe Biddy, I'm not sure because it's so big, but Scooty in particular can quite easily get turn 1 UMT and just cut like 6 spots just for fun.
Can't ignore the bumps as well, as Green is seeing a little bit triple greens. That's actually a really, really good pull, as long as he doesn't take out ties.
So you hit 2 of your teammates. And none of them.
Oh, came back. Don't think it hit anyone. But yeah, that is not a good start for Green with his greens. Top 3, and there goes Green himself.
Oh no!
Out of 4.
Did one of them just drive off? Well, one of them just drove off, I think. Yeah, they did.
Shock time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, caught that on camera, I'm afraid. But
one coin, ghost star. This is a pretty odd spot to be in. You're kind of guaranteed to dodge shock if it happens, but if you don't, you're kind of just a sitting duck. Maybe you hope steal triple reds, and he does!
Hang on a second. Using a star to do it, which suggests DY do not have shock right now. They're still going for it. And I mean, shock is going to be so important here.
Another star.
Shock is going to be so
incredibly lucky. Wow.
I'll tell you what, though, Del. 3, 4, 5 right now. Top 2 are kind of gone. Hang on. Chaining the star. Ooh, that's disgusting. Green, golden? What am I looking at? I look at the map, Del.
This is
bottom 3 for Rainbow Fun right now. Nick does get taken out by something.
Hit by something. Could we see a Rainbow Fun shock? And more probably, do we want to see a Rainbow Fun shock? Oh, that's a DY shock, I think.
Are you sure about that? I'm not sure if it is.
Yeah, they got themselves into set.
Here comes one of Rainbow Fun dodging right into Green's triple reds. Who's that in the bill? It's Rog from the side of DY. And DY, as we see CC gets clapped by the green, is now suddenly...
That bill is going crazy, and they chain into a ghost. They might be getting a free one here if they get a shroom. And we're going to see in about 3 seconds.
The Rainbow Fun member from last was holding the blue shell. So there's going to be a top 2, unless Rog did sneak into second.
I think Rog got second, yeah. No, he didn't.
Top 2, 5,
3,
but bottom
4,
3.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Wow, it's a pretty even race then.
Still a winning race for.
What were you saying, Del? Earlier this war, where Rainbow Fun, after a shock, would get top 2 and nothing else. Well, it's happened again, and really,
it wasn't theirs this time.
Just, I don't know. It was indeed a tie race. Which, if you're Rainbow Fun,
they got top 2 in Amsterdam as well.
Top 2 is not what you need right now if you're Rainbow Fun. If you're down by around 30, with 3 to go, getting a tie race on race 10, you're now sat with that 30-point deficit with just less races. So you only have 2 races now. Again, it's not impossible. Rainbow Fun do have a chance, but it is most certainly advantage Dynamite as we get into the last 2 races of this intense war. Dynamite intending to keep their undefeated streak alive. Rainbow Fun looking to break into first place in Division 3, overtaking and leapfrogging Dynamite. We'll see if they can do it.
We do have Sydney Sprint coming out from Rainbow Fun. I don't know how experienced DY is on this track. This could work. This could also just be a disaster for either team. Races here are generally pretty polar, so we could see a plus 20 to either direction.
Oh,
and DY burnout doing no favors.
Yeah,
and
Rog
the bumps.
burning out. Oh my. What is this? Waluigi pinball? What is going on here? RF holding most of the front.
That
right
is
now.
top 5 for RF already.
Triple greens
Or
doing
one of them back here.
Doing their job, I suppose. There's a lot of...
And those bananas taking out another one. RF lead has already been truncated quite a bit.
Yeah, green is forced to play from the back, though. We do have 8, 10, 12.
And just like, it's like nothing happened. They're like 4 of the top 5, 5 of the top 6.
Yeah, slow down, get to shock distance, see if you can pull a little shock. No harm in doing that, but...
I do have
that shock can be, unless your name is Mizer, it can be quite elusive.
Some Mizer shocks are not doing too well.
I'm pretty sure Mizer is actually up there in 4th, so...
Oh, I cannot count.
I think it's a green, yeah, Mizer's the green Yoshi, so he's up there in 3rd or 4th. Actually, there is 2 green Yoshis, never mind, could be either. Still no shock.
It's a really nice pull, unless Carton pulled it right here. I think it's a star.
Yeah, it's a star. Can be hard to tell sometimes. Rainbow Fun is still holding 2nd, but that's 1-3-4.
DY is a little bit desperate out here for shock, I think. Crazy 8, though. We have DY holding blue. This could be really good for them.
This could potentially be the end of the war right here, Del. If DY gets...
It very well could be.
If DY continue their dominance here in lap 3...
Yeah, now they have 1-3-4.
Green getting a bill as well. That's really, really good. And a crazy 8 afterwards. So he's going to be invincible for most of the rest of the race. No shock from the side.
Oh, that is a disgusting hit. And hitting your teammate as well.
See you later. But that is still
this
1-3-4.
Looks like it's going to be game, set, and match for RF.
I think that's it.
1-3-4 here.
1-3-4, 7, 10, 12. By the looks of it, indeed it is. And that is going to be all she wrote. If my math is correct, I do think that is now more than a 40 point. Oh, no.
They are still in contention. They need a really big race here.
Yeah, they need close to a top 6 if they want to do it, but it is technically doable.
Top 4, 6, 7, top 5, 8, somewhere along those lines. It needs to happen now.
Yeah, it has to happen now. It'll be interesting to see what track they pick. I guess what track both teams pick. What is DY going to pick just not to get essentially top 6 on?
Park? Can we see a baby park?
Oh, I'd hope not. For the sake of this stream, I'd hope not. Or thinking about Daisy Cruiser. Deciding against it. Oh, no, oh, for God's sake. Bro, you know what, Del? You jinxed that. I'm blaming you for that one. I swear to God, if it picks it. Oh, no.
Wait, no way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Right. I'll tell you what, though. Yeah. Cooper Cape is most definitely a better track to not only benefit your bottom spots, so you can take that pretty busted cut on lap 1, but I mean, it's kind of interesting because you need a huge race here. Is Cooper Cape really the track to do it on?
I don't know. I feel like you get big races here occasionally, but I feel like more often than not, it's within 10 in one direction or another. At most, like 16. If RF knows what's good for them, they need to be running by end of lap 2. They can't be sitting back for shock, and they already have 2 back, which is not good for them.
There's a bit too late now. They have no choice. Oh my! Wow. Green did a really, really good job of avoiding all of that chaos. But as it stands, We do see Nick attempting to shrew him up. I think he is. I think he's just lagging. I do think he's up there
Nasty
indeed.
triple reds.
Top 256 from Rainbow Fun, but that's not going to be enough. Blue Shell is coming out for the French squad.
Oh, so we have a horn up here.
Top 245 right now. Nick's
Does
going
not look
wide
like
for some
Then we have
coins.
top 3 though. Top,
Top
4. We do have R from the back though. If they can catch up, they might have this.
But they have to catch up. Not only do they have to catch up, but DY, if they use a shock, odds are that's just curtains for Rainbow Fun.
Wait, where is one of them? Oh, they're in like...
This, it's either do or die from Rainbow Fun. They're holding down a pretty comfortable top 4.
That 11th,
top 4,
though,
7.
is really not nice.
Top 4, 7, 11 is not going to be enough. This 11th, they were holding blue. I'm not sure if I agree with that play.
No.
I think they should have just threw that blue because a top 4, 7, 11 is not going to be enough. Getting 11th means you just lose the war. Just straight up.
The green fall off? Green fall...
Oh.
No way!
Yeah.
I don't think it matters since they're getting bottom 2 anyways, but man,
I think that was the right play. It was the right play from Rainbow Fun to back all those greens because ultimately it was do or die. They had no choice. Top 3 is good, but bottom 3 is gonna seal the deal. That is Dynamite. Still undefeated after week 3 in Division 3. Beating Rainbow Fun by, in the end, was quite a comfortable margin.
Do you think they're going to take the banner this time?
I think it's a good chance. At least if their current performance tells us anything, they are definitely the favourites. A plus 30 here does mean I'm pretty sure they're actually just guaranteed playoffs at this point. So
yeah, 6-1 or 5-1.
Yeah, 5 wins, 1 draw, 0 losses. Rainbow Fun are still looking pretty. They're not doing too bad at all, 4-2. So as long as they don't choke this pretty horribly, I think they will be good to make playoffs themselves and maybe even rematch Dynamite in a few weeks' time. But that is for another time. As DY, they just had the front presence. That's all I can really say, to be honest. Rainbow Fun, they had a lot of shocks, but especially in that first half, those shocks just did not do enough. And I'm sure they were hoping for a lot more with those shocks. And they kind of paid the price for it in the end.
Being an inter-conference match means they won't get to play them until playoffs at the earliest. Maybe they can learn a bit how to work with shocks a bit. Because all those shocks and none of them did too much. Or if they did do something, they would be reverted.
Mm. Sometimes you can only do as much as the game gives you. But with that being said, that is gonna be us done for the night. For those who have tuned in, thank you very, very much for watching. And Del, you got any parting words? Pretty good match.
I don't think so.
No worries. With that being said, then, we'll hope to see you next week for the next iteration of MKU Primetime. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.